promotion of tolerance, moderation, and the coexistence through strengthening emotional intelligence and life skills. So I think most of you by now know what is emotional intelligence is, something developing field in the world for the past 20 years or so. So let me start off with a bit of an introduction. Long back, Aristotle quoted, "Anyone can become angry. That is easy, but to be angry with the right person at the right time and for the right purpose and in the right way, that is not within everyone's power. And that is not easy." So what I'm trying to talk about here is how do you control your emotions? And when there's a situation makes you feel lots of things. It gives you thoughts. When you're in a bad situation, it brings bad thoughts to your mind. And these thoughts will convert into emotions, and the emotions will bring your behavior. And though you know whether that behavior is good or either bad, but you respond for it. So through emotional intelligence, what you will improve is you will tend to realize whether what you are doing is right or wrong. In simple way, the emotional intelligence is like a virus guard in your computer. So when you have a virus guard in your computer, it filters good and bad. And like that, it works as a filter in your brain. It says most of the negative effects arise during the development process of the human being. It's due to the anger and the jealousy. And it says that 90% of behavioral responses are directed by emotions. So what is emotional intelligence? Again, in very simple terms, it's the ability to manage emotions in oneself and in others in order to reach desired outcome. So it has two sides of it. One is the personal competence and the social competence. And the personal competence is how to manage ourselves, and the social competence is how we handle relationships. And I should thank Mr. Jayawardhan that setting the background for the conflict transformation or the social transformation. And I can apply emotional intelligence into that. And he mostly said about the structural development. Even the concluded defense seminar, we talk about the rehabilitation, resettlement, reconstruction, reintegration. And the reconciliation, something which comes within. It is something that people have to understand that the importance of the relationship maintenance, which is emotional intelligence, which comes under social competence, as I told you earlier. So we have conducted workshops since the time of tsunami for nearly 1,500 individuals from all different backgrounds. It's a 3-day workshop, the study that I'm going to discuss about. And it shows how the emotional intelligence workshop has impacted on these individuals. And this workshop conducted by nearly. So let me focus on youth. In Sri Lanka, we faced two insurgencies. In 1971, it was JVP, and 80s, it is the terrorism. So mostly youth are involved in that. So youth are in a state of continuous growth, both physically and mentally. And youth in any society are arguably most vulnerable in terms of being misled, particularly towards substance abuse and antisocial activism such as political extremism and terrorism that can severely inhibit community development and sustainability, which is our theme here, ensuring national security through reconciliation and sustainable development. So the improving the enhancement of the emotional intelligence, it directly as well as indirectly support the sustainability, and the development of the nation. So the violence that we have been experiencing, I'd rather say we experienced, which is past. And many people suffered. And many youth were involved in this. And the census by the Washington, they talk about the youth bulk. As you can see, in the developing region where we fall in 2006, it was the youth bulk is 1,537 million, and it was 29% of the total population. And by 2025, it will go up to 1,638 million, and it will be 25% of the total population. So therefore, it's very important that we address the needs of the youth. So the workshop that we conducted, the participants nearly 1,243, and 525 ex-LTD members were there, 335 forces, and so on. And people participated from all over the country. And as you can see, the overview of participants, nearly 45% of them were ex-cadres. And the methodology we used, simple expressive therapeutic methods, such as art, clay, music, writing, and laugh therapy, and which helps participants to understand themselves, which help to increase happiness, develop life goals, and to reduce their sadness. And emotional like how we sort of assess is a qualitative assessment, emotions through expression. Like by the third day of the workshop, by the completion of the workshop, we assess them. It's a qualitative assessment, and I'll come to the analysis of that. So as you can see in this, it's about the reported reduction of the negative emotions. In the first column, these are the 10 areas we identified following the workshop through going through or through reading their comments by the completion of the workshop. At the same time, their paintings. It shows out of nearly 500 nearly almost closer to 500 ex-combatants, 403, that is 77% of them, they said their sadness has been reduced. And again, the anger, you can see that about 72% of the total participants, they said they managed to control their anger. And about the happiness, out of 85%, they said they are happy. They are happy than before. And the last one, to understand themselves. About 83% said now they managed to understand, like the self-awareness. And very importantly, development of the life goals, 77%. So this is the total overall effectiveness of the nearly 1,500 participants, and nearly 84% they say that they are happy following the program, that they managed to understand the importance of the emotional intelligence, and they to cope up with their life. So participants, they have expressed that success of the workshop mainly due to the teamwork and participatory approach. As I said, the teamwork, the program which conducted this workshop, they were like multidisciplinary and multi-religion, representing different ethnicities, and they were together, they were doing the workshop. And when ex-combatants were concerned, the ex-LTD cadres were concerned, they did this workshop with the soldiers whom they fought with. So soldiers and the former LTD cadres were under one roof doing the emotional intelligence workshop. And then finally they start to hold their hands, each other's hand, they became good friends. I think General Ratnayaka will talk more on the rehabilitation in the next presentation. So therefore, this helps us to achieve our main objective of toleration, moderation, and the coexistence. So when there's an issue, when there's a dispute between two individuals, first they tolerate. They'll think either whether to fight with each other or quarrel with each other. No, they tolerate. Okay, I'll wait for a while. Then you think moderately. Okay, I will not fight with this person. That is, you control your emotion, that you filter your emotion and you try to do the good, not the bad. And because of that, you both will be able to coexist. In conclusion, it is important to integrate, enhance emotional intelligence and strength of life skills into the process of sustainable development to the extent that it becomes a common practice. And as I said, we focus mostly on the youth. So I have put the youth figures down there. So in our past experience shows, as I said earlier, mostly youth are involved in the violence. And as we are looking forward to sustainable development through national reconciliation. And this is a note of a participant which I like to read. Is a former cadre. In fact, worked in the intelligence, LTT, and he had to say, this 3-day psychology program is successful because I feel it could make some changes in me. I personally believe, not only in myself, the participants of this program got some changes in their thoughts, feelings, and what they believe in. This world is full of worries and troubles, and many live with these troubles, making the trouble a vital part of their lives. But I feel if someone who suffered severely because of troubles follow this program, definitely they can devoid of their problems. Now I feel relaxed, free, energized, and abundance, and I have very happy feelings. Feel now I am a fine person. I am glad to be me. And this is from a moderate IQ person. And this is what a person with a low IQ have to say. My life is very happy. What he meant was his life is very happy. Thank you very much.